45 more seconds? Nah. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Tuesday morning here in DFW at the Starbucks here in Terminal D. Just getting ready to get a grande pike for the flight down to Durango, Mexico. Ready to rock and roll in our 707. Now, I don't think they had a Starbucks here in like 1969 or whenever we were flying the 707, but we can always pretend. But I have been to the Starbucks many times in the last week, so here we are once again, ready to rock and roll. Got some coffee for the flight down to Mexico. I do apologize for the delay yesterday. I was going to stream it yesterday, and then I don't know. It was my first day off, and I just wasn't really mentally ready to get right back into flying airplanes. Had to do some hell let loose Vietnam. So that's why we rescheduled for today. And we got two streams, actually. We got this one here this afternoon, which is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back in the 707, guys. The 707, it just hit. Like, any builds, they refreshed it from what it was, and it hit, man. It's fun. It's flies good. It feels good. It sounds pretty good. There could be some enhancements to the sound pack, I'm sure, but I mean, for essentially a free airplane, if you had it before, or for a few dollars, the price of a Starbucks coffee here, the sounds are still pretty sufficient. So I'm loving it. I can't wait to get back in it. So that's where we're going to fly then later this afternoon. Don't miss the X-Plane 12 stream. I got map enhancement. I got my couple mods installed, and we're going to be doing some real-world takeoff data comparison tests that I took for my last trip. So with that said, though, we're ready to rock and roll. Zippy Zapples in the house. What's up, my man? Good to see you. AFO is here. Snagged a job with PSA. Oh my goodness. AFO, congratulations, my man. Congratulations, dude. There's some PSA guys in the Discord. Make sure you reach out if you have any questions, dude. Appreciate you stopping by, letting us know. That's very, very exciting. 600, 121, 436 from your 135 job. Dude, that's awesome, man. Congrats, AFO. Welcome to the 121 side. Diabetic Lad is in the house. 1969, you would have been out of love of GSW. Oh, that's right. Greater Southwest. Duh. We're not even at the right airport. This airport didn't exist. We'd be at the Greater Southwest airport right now. You're right. Do we have a mod for GSW? That would be really cool. AJ Fernai, what's up, man? Frou matcha stop. No. We're going to save the matcha for later this evening, I think, AJ, for X-Plane to keep me calm. Bills Mafia, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Zach Dill's in the house. Classic Jet Sim Pilot is in the house as well. I was watching your Pan Am 707 flight while I was away because I wanted some more 707 flying. I don't know what it is, Classic Jet Sim Pilot, but this airplane, I'm loving it, man. I don't know what. Like, it's not a PMDG Fenix airplane, but my goodness, with the flight engineer and the new updated texturing and modeling, it's just so much fun to fly. I can't wait to get back in it. So here we are. Here's the D11, which got this is kind of the hodgepodge international gates. Got a couple Frontiers down there right now. That used to be Spirit. RIP. So technically, I'd get my Starbucks over here. We're gonna walk on down. I think we're at a D23 today. There's the Whataburger. Pick that up for lunch as we go down to Mexico today. So we got a Whataburger and Starbucks ready to rock and roll. Chick-fil-A's closed because it's too early in the morning for them. And we got to find our gate here. Where is D23? So we're gonna come along this way. And it is a heavy international gate. You typically I don't think you see it from here. Yeah, so the only way you would actually see the aircraft at D23 is, can we do it, when you're coming out of customs. Oh yeah, so this is the customs walk. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. So if you came out of D23, you'd have to come up here and go through customs. So this is when you see 23. This would be your customs hallway. Let's see, and I think you would actually go like this way. Yeah, and then it's obviously it's not modeled. Then you'd go like over here and then down. It's not modeled. I haven't messed around with the Any Builds airport here in a while, but there she is, D23, out on the ramp amidst the Airbuses. Amidst the Airbuses, which probably wouldn't be a thing back then. So here we are, ready to rock and roll. It is 6:04 a.m. on the ramp in Dallas. It is a hot one today, Chad. It's going to be like 106 degrees. So hot and heavy takeoff, headed down to hot and heavy Mexico. We're not going to Mexico City because it's just a little bit too long of a flight. I want to squeeze in 2 streams today. So we picked up a freeware, MMDO. It's on the Flight Sim TO. It's actually a pretty decent little freeware. 9,000 foot strip, and it's got a VOR approach. We're going to end up probably doing a ARC to join the VOR approach. So should be a lot of fun. Fly USMC, thank you for the $2 super chat. Go fly some dolphin. Dude, I can't, man. Dude. Flight SMC, I got so mad at trying to buy the Dolphin. I didn't know where it was. It said it was out. It wasn't out. Total fail on Taeyog's hangar part on that one. I may still pick it up, but right now I'm stuck with Hell Let Loose Vietnam and X-Plane 12, man. That's taking all my time right now. No more Dolphins. No more Dolphins. Dead to me. Dead to me. Thanks for the super chat. Hope all is well, my man. Say Intentions today. Yes, I do have the new Say Intentions updated. I believe it's updated. I don't know. It forced me to update it. Wouldn't support the other app that I had. So I think we're ready to rock and roll. I hope you got thrust reverse working. Mike85, thanks for reminding me. I don't think I do, actually. I just remembered. I don't think I do. I do not. I don't, Mike. That's going to be a problem. I don't have a toggle on here, do I? Because I'm using the 7.4 throttle quadrant levers. We'll go without it. Thrust reverse in op. Gosh, I don't want to fix this right now. Gosh, the sim update 6, by the way. Terrible. How do you make a terrible UI and make it worse? Like, what are they doing, man? Like, we just got used to the absolute dog poo-poo UI for the last 3 years, and then they change it and they make it worse. Like, you just should have just left it. Should have just left the UI. Let's see what we got going on here. Assigned. Lovely. Nothing for reversers. So let's I'll tell you what, let's do this. And here's another thing. I can't stand this. You have a flight simulator for how many years now? We don't even have proper bindings for reverse. You should have, listen to me, Microsoft. You need 2 very simple bindings. Activate reverse thrust on engine 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be a bind. Okay? And then you should have set reverse thrust maximum engine 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can have 2 binds. So for all of us that have the Bravo, you could then pop your levers, right? That would be set idle reverse, whatever. And then if you move it into the detent, the second button, it would put all of the reversers to full. But no, apparently we don't know how to set reverse thrust in here. So my goodness. Now this is not going to work, I don't think. Let's see. This. I don't know if the animation just doesn't work, Mike, because I think I have it bound. I just don't think the animation works. So anyway, yeah, I cannot believe we've gone this long without proper reverse thrust bindings in the sim. It's unbelievable. Decreased thrust, that's stupid. It shouldn't be decreased thrust. It should be, because nobody has axis reversers, which I wish we do have. I mean, I do on the Throttletek. But because nobody wants to make that type of equipment, apparently, we want to just use buttons for everything because we're catering to the Xbox crowd. That's fine. Give me a binding that works so I could set idle reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set full reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. F2 doesn't work for me. Well, I think it does. So here's the thing. I think it's working. I just think the animation's not working. So we'll try F2. We'll try to spam it, all that stuff. But anyway, rant over. You guys got me fired up before we even got started out here. Mitchell, thanks for the 29-month support. Glad to have you on board, man. Appreciate you. AJ, thanks for the $3 super chat. The Adobo Ishidification continues. I agree with you, AJ. I agree with you on that one, my man. All right, here we go. Let's get the battery switch on so we can turn off this god-awful light switch. There we go. All right. Got the airplane connected to ground power. All right, everything's going to come to life up here. Let's go up to the overhead. Let's get some red lights. Overhead panel. Let's juice up our cockpit here a little bit. We got to get everything juiced up here since it's 6 a.m. Do we have a beacon on? What's that flashing red light out there? The trucks have their beacons on. Interesting. Okay. Forward panel background, max, and forward panel flood. Where's the flood light? This one right here. Yeah, buddy. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's go standby and into the align phase. We'll move you over to desired track status. All right. Oh, it's already an instant align. Cool. I forgot I left it. We'll leave it at instant align anyway. We'll go back to waypoint. We'll start binding that here in a minute. Let's do magic barrel. Ref is set. Initial altitude. I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably going to be 10 or 11,000. So what we'll do here is we'll set 999. That's kind of what I do on the real airplane until we get our clearance. Coming over here, we need to get the floodlight over on this panel. So we'll get the panel background light, circuit breaker lights, all that good stuff. Let's juice it all the way up for our 6 a.m. departure. All right, looking at the panel, I'm going to let the flight engineer go ahead and run through his tests. So we're going to take a listen to that. Before he does that, however, let's see if we can't get the aircraft set up for our payload today. So we're going to take a full load of passengers, and let's start with fuel. We need 41,000 pounds of fuel. We're burning 22. I feel like that's a light estimate. Let's add another 20,000. Let's take 60,000 pounds of gas. So we're already at 79. Let's knock it down. Let's go 70,000. I just don't trust the default SimBrief flight plan. So we're going to go 70,000 right there on the fuel. Cargo, that gives us some room to increase our cargo weight. Going down to Mexico, let's see. We don't want to overweight it, but we're going to be pretty heavy. Let's do a heavy departure out of here. Let's take, we're getting towards the edge of Mac. We're right at the edge of Mac. Let's tell you what, let's go down. Let's take 48,000 pounds of cargo. Puts us about 2,000, a couple hundred, actually 312 or 333. That's close enough, 22% of Mac. That's pretty heavy for hot, heavy DFW today. So, all right, that's all set up. That's all set up. I don't know why we're now out of CG. Why are we at a CG? I thought we were going to be okay. We need to... Let's take a little bit of gas out. Let's take it down to... I'll take a little bit of... Why is our gas not... Why does it go red when we load it? That's interesting. Okay, there we go. Close enough. We're a little bit lighter than I want it to be, but... we're really on the forward edge of our CG now. I bet you could probably mess with that if you set it up appropriately with different zones and whatnot, but we're not going to mess with that. So, all right, let's go ahead and begin our cockpit preparation flow. It is going to take some time, so let's take a listen, and here we go.
Cockpit preparation checklist. Battery switch. On. Landing gear lever. Down. Emergency flaps. Guard closed and off. Landing lights. Retracted and off. Weather radar mode. Set to off. Transponder. Set to standby. Galley power. Set to off. AC auxiliary pumps. Set to off. Fuel dump panel cover. Closed. APU fire warning. Tested. Starting the APU.
Let that spin up here. Most of actually, so the 707 didn't come with an APU. Later on, they were retrofit with APUs. So I'm glad they included an APU panel on our variant. That's for sure.
APU is started.
JJ, that sounds like way too
generator.
much work, man.
On. Flight recorder. On. APU bleed valve. Open. Mach airspeed warning. Tested. Mach trim. Tested and on. Testing engine oil quantity gauges. Tested. Door warning annunciators. Tested. Essential power selector. Set to APU. External power is turned off. Air conditioning. On. Radio master switches. Set and on. Spoiler and rudder test guards. Is closed. Engine start switches. Off and guarded. Passenger signs. Is on. Wing anti-ice. Set to off. Oxygen switch. Set to normal. Window heat. Set to low. Probe heat. Tested and off. Navigation and wheel well lights. On. Turbofan exit valves. Set to normal. Fuel dump chute. Closed.
I don't know where the fuel
Galley
dump chute
power
is. I've been looking for that one.
Is on. Fuel heaters. Turned off. Fuel temperature selector.
This is pretty cool when they go through the fuel test.
Tested. Testing fuel quantity gauges. Tested. Testing fuel boost pumps.
It goes through each sequence of each pump. It's pretty cool.
Tested and off. Testing crossfeed valves. Tested and open. Reserve tank transfer valves. Closed. Engine 2 and 3 hydraulic shutoff is closed. Engine 2 and 3 hydraulic pumps on. Checking hydraulic pumps and pressure.
This is cool too here. Got the interconnect working.
Tested and off. Engine bleed air switches. Set to off. Wing isolation valves. Open. Crew oxygen. 100% and on. Cockpit preparation checklist. Complete.
All right. 50-something items, 58 items on the cockpit preparation checklist has been completed. So as we're boarding, let's go ahead and knock out our flight plan. We got about 6 waypoints to program today. Going VOR to VOR nav should be a lot of fun. Phoenix Galaxy PPL check ride tomorrow. Very, very cool, my man. Well, best of luck. I'm sure you're going to crush it. Make sure you report back. Let us know how it went. I'm sure you're going to be just fine. Get some rest tonight, man. Don't stay up too late studying. Get some rest. Eat a good dinner. And just enjoy it because it's going to be a whole lot of fun, my man. Flying with Ian, welcome to Commercial Pilot. Glad to have you on board, my friend. Thanks for joining the channel. I appreciate you supporting us here at the V1 Nation, man. Very, very kind of you. All right, let's go ahead and set this up. Waypoint 1, we're going to start programming. Located north, Waco, Texas. 31397, 31397. Insert west 097161, 097161. Insert waypoint 2, San Antonio, north 29 386, west 098098277. Waypoint 3, Laredo, Texas. Been getting to Texas 2 today. North 27287. 27287. Insert west 099251. Boom. Waypoint 4. In New Mexico, Monclova. Located north 26573. West 101 283. Yeah, somebody said something, the click sounds on the Siva, Dandrini. I love them, man. They are very good, aren't they? Seems very tactile. I love it. Out to Torion VOR, TRC, north 25338. North 25338. Insert west 103245. Waypoint 6 will be our destination of Durango, Mexico. North 2476. Followed by west 104316. Excellent. Those are all there. Distance, time, 208 miles to our Waco, Texas. Let's go ahead and set up our frequencies if we can. Let's go to the map page. I'm using my iPad here. Waco, Texas. Waco, Texas is 1153. That'll be our first fix out of here. That's the wrong radio. 1153. I do wish these click spots were a little bit cleaner. Can't. There we go. 1153 is Waco. And then it's going to be San Antonio, 1168. We're starting from DFW. I know the title says something different. That's my bad. I didn't change it in time. 15.3, 16.8. That'll be our first two fixes out of here. Waypoints, we're not picking up anything because we're on the ground here, that is fine. That's about correct. It shouldn't be 200 miles, though, to Waco. It should only be about 75. Why is waypoint 1 showing... Oh, waypoint change, 01, insert. There we go, 75 miles. Make sure you reset that. I was showing waypoint 1 to 2. You got to recruise. We're going to go from a departure to waypoint 1, which is 75 miles. That checks out on my flight plan that we have from SimBrief. Okay, so that's all done. Before we get everything else set up, let's go ahead and put you into standby. You're into standby. Let's call clearance delivery. Let's call clearance on 2825. Let's see what the new V3 sounds like. Mad Creative, we're on, I'm not on any server. I'm on Say Intentions AI today. Say Intentions AI. DFW clearance, American 357. Request IFR clearance to Durango. Learjet, pausing it's already auto-done on the server.
Clear to Aeropuerto Internacional, Guadalupe, Victoria via the LN6 departure, then as filed. Initial climb to 10,000, departure on 118.1, squawk 4643, and we had to change your departure runway to 18 left.
So real world, it's 18 right because 18 left is closed, but fine. All right, clear to Aeropuerto Internacional, Guadalupe, Victoria, via the Nealon 6 departure, then as filed, climb 10,000, departure is 18.1, squawk 4643, American 357.
American 357, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.65 when ready.
12165 when ready, American 357. All right, 4643 is the code. 4643. We'll put you on. Altitude reporting is position 1 left. Okay. The Nealon 6 up to 10,000. We're not going to do it. We can't fly the Nealon. What?
Heading to the lovely Aeropuerto Internacional Guadalupe, Victoria. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead.
I'll mimic you starting prep for flow now. Excellent, Mad Creative. Yeah, if you have Say Intentions, you'll be able to see me. I have Skynet on, so if you are using Say Intentions, you will see live players. Passed my multi-engine check a few days ago. CFI license yesterday. Oh, dude, very cool, man. Lucas, congratulations, man. Congratulations, dude. That's a big one. That's your hardest one, I think. That's the long one. That can be pretty tough. So congrats, man. 1110 on the Spanish pronunciation. Thank you, thank you, Tyson. All right, let's see, where are we at? So we got our clearance, we got our squawk, we're going 18 left. Yeah, real world 18 left is closed. They're blasting off 18 right, but it's okay. We'll go to 18 left. We're not going to do the Nealon 6. We're basically going to fly a heading out of here. I can pull up the Nealon 6 on my own iPad next to me here. Let's see what it calls for. I didn't want to load all the fixes up in the Nealon 6. There's really no non-RNAV we could use. Maybe the Tri-Gate, but yeah, the Nealon 6 essentially has us going there. We're going to fly heading 176 out of the gate. So let's go ahead and set up heading 176, and then when we pick up our VOR, we'll just kind of proceed there. So 176. That's close enough. 176 out of here. We'll get our LOC and INS mode on after we get lined up. So I think we are pretty much ready to go. Let's take a look at our doors. Everything is closed up. That looks good. Oh, data cards. We need that. Takeoff. Let's see what we got here. Set bugs and set trim. 3.7, flaps 14, 1.79 on the EPers. Are set 1.79 across the board. That looks good. 30, 34, and 150. Stab trim, 3.7 units. I heard it spin in there. Let's take a look. It is 3.7. Remember, there's a neutral line in here somewhere. That's negative 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3.7. That checks. That looks good. Okay. We are cooking with gas, chat. Let's go ahead and do the before start flow, please, sir.
Before start checklist. Battery switch. On. Emergency exit lights. Armed. Passenger signs. On. Emergency flaps. Guard closed and off. Anti-skid switch. Turned on. Spoiler and rudder test guards. Closed. Compass controllers. Slaved. Instrument source switch. Set to instrument.
Instrument for now.
Attitude source switch. Set to 1. Transponder. Turned on. Transponder altitude reporting. Set to 1. Weather radar mode. Set to standby. Yaw damper. Checked and on. Window heat. Set to low. Engine start levers. Cut off. Parking brake. Set. Rudder and aileron trim. Free and 0. Fuel boost pumps. Is on. Crossfeed selectors 1, 3, and 4. Closed. Crossfeed selector 2. Is open. Air conditioning. Set to off.
Start getting
power.
hot in here.
Off. Start pressure. Available.
35 psi. Check.
Wheel
Have
well
I used the
light.
water? No, I haven't. I didn't
Off.
know it was simulated. The one down
Beacon
here?
and navigation lights.
Does it do
is
anything
on.
different? Does it sound
Wing
better?
isolation valves.
Less smoky?
Is open. Engine starter guards. Is open. Before start checklist. Completed.
All right, before start checklist completed. How do I close this tab? Where is the click spot to hide this again, y'all? Isn't there a click spot to hide this? Okay, there we go. Click on the mount behind it. All right. All right, let's go ahead and call for push. Ground American 357, ready for push and start, Delta 23. Oh, that's wrong, freak.
American 357, push and start approved, tail southeast.
No, he'll give it to us. Push and start approved, tail southeast, American 357. All right, let's do left alt P for the push, please. No more of this AI push. Although I did update it, though, so I'm curious. All right, let's see if our cameras are set. That's not the right camera angle. That's the right camera angle. All right, let's go ahead. Brakes released. Clear to push. Water is more smoke. Do it. All right. We'll do the water takeoff today. Why not? We'll see what happens. I haven't messed with it yet. Alcohol water injection. AWE had that on the Metroliner. Is it the same thing on the 7.0 or is it straight water? We got 777 next door. Show them what a real wide body is. Oh, chocks are on. Stand by. Water meth. Yeah, higher. It'll get you full takeoff thrust. Correct. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard American Airlines Flight 357 to Aeropuerto Internacional Grau, Guadalupe, Victoria. We're flying for about 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is just long enough for you to contemplate your life choices. Please pay close attention to our safety demonstration, as it contains vital information, even if you think
You definitely
you're a
want to pay
frequent flyer.
for safety and
Fasten your seatbelts.
pay attention to
Would you like
safety for us
pumps your
today.
waist? And remember to keep them on when the sign is lit. Please return your seats and tray
You have to
tables the
bind
upright
throttle 1, 2,
position,
3, 4
and open
decrease and
those
bind
window
it. All
blinds
right,
so
no
you can
worries,
see
Jesse.
just how
We'll
bad
mouse
the
click
captain
it.
is at flying. Mobile phones must be in flight mode, and no
I'm not
smoking or
interested in doing
e-cigarettes
Binding Simulator
unless you want to
live.
test the fire alarms. Oxygen masks will drop down if needed. like you're trying
Clear
to
for
calm
takeoff,
down
Travolta
after
style.
realizing you're on this flight.
Oh, this pushback's much
Life
smoother.
vests are under your seats. Put them on only after leaving the aircraft, unless you fancy swimming in the sky. In case of an emergency, follow the floor lighting to the nearest exit, which may be behind
Push
you,
complete,
just
set
like in
brakes.
hopes and dreams.
Even as realistic parking brake behavior where you gotta step on the brake pedals, I love it, man. Alright, cockpit to ground, push complete, brakes are set, clear disconnect, shows the pin out front. We're gonna start them up. 3, 4, 2, 1. Who's ready? Starting engine 3.
Engine start valve open.
Start valve open. That's so sick.
Oil pressure rising.
Microsoft Binding Simulator 2024, A Century of Hell. They look like hair dryers, Jesse. These are actually JT3Ds with hush kits on them. That's why they look a little different. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good though. Are we 50%? Yeah, we're through 50, so to run. Love it. Look at the air inlet doors are open now. So cool. All right, good start on 3. 3, 4, 2, 1. Here we go. Starting 4.
Engine start valve open.
Yeah, default sounds, man. Ah, my bindings. I've been playing too much X-Plane. The fans are animated, Mad Creative. What you're looking at is that's a stator. That's a fixed stator there on the front. That's supposed to be like that. That's the JT3D. Turbo jet. Or is it technically a turbofan still? Or is it straight turbo jet? I think it's still turbo jet. JT3D? Yeah, those are the fixed stator vanes. That is accurate. Run on 4. We'll start 1 and 2 from inside. Low bypass. Yeah, it's a very, very, very low bypass considering what we have nowadays with the leaps and Pratt Whitneys. Okay, here we go. Number 2's coming up.
Engine start valve open.
We'll do this one from inside.
%, N2. Lever to start. Oil pressure rising. Starter release.
He does kind of remind me of Felix. Yeah, it's a great voice job on this one, whoever it was. I don't know if it's real or AI voice, but it's pretty good. Better than the 727. I think part of my problem with the 727 flight engineer is it doesn't, his voice doesn't fit the aircraft, you know what I'm saying? All right, we got 3 good starts. Here we go, number 1, last one.
Engine start.
Way out there. Remember, no turbo compressor. Look at me, we learned that last time. These are all the turbo compressors. No turbo compressor on engine 1.
%, N2. Lever to start.
Right. There's light off.
Oil pressure rising.
Digital Merc, what's up, my man?
Starter release.
Voice sounds like a 10,000 hour 707 Captain. Wait till you hear my FO.
Lever to idle.
I got a new FO for saying tensions today. Level idle. Here we go. ready to go today?
The cave teaches, readiness is the runway of the mind. We're set for the journey, Captain. May the checklist find your hand.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 good starts. All right, so let's go ahead and run an after start flow. We're going to go flaps 14. Look at the slat animations. Those are great. All right, here we go. After start flow, please.
After start checklist. Engine start switches. Off and guarded. Engine start levers. Set to idle. APU bleed valve. Closed. Engine generators.
Cool how the power
Check.
transfer flips the light switches.
Essential power selector. Set to 3. Engine 2, 3, and 4 turbo compressors. Started and checked.
See, engine 2, 3, and
Galley
4. Nothing
power.
on 1.
Is on. Fuel boost pumps. On. AC auxiliary pump 2. Turned on. Hydraulic pumps. Checked and on. Interconnect valve. Off. Air conditioning. On. APU master switch. Off. Doors. Verify closed. After start checklist. Completed.
All right, after start checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and kill that panel light. All right, are we ready? I think we are ready to taxi. Flaps 14, confirm. Yep, flaps 14, stab, trim, set. We're ready to taxi. Fire USMC, what's up? Do you know who made the latest OPF scenery? I don't know. Opelika, Florida? No idea. Fire USMC. I wish I did. I didn't know we had an Opelika. C3D. Let's see. Ground control, American 357, ready taxi.
American 357, contact ground on 121.65 for taxi instructions.
Not bad. Ground American 357, ready taxi. Realistically, they'd have you pull up to a spot number, then they call you.
American 357, Dallas ground, runway 1 left, taxi to spot 24 Golf Whiskey Foxtrot.
I gotta turn them up. I gotta turn my airplane down. It's pretty loud in here. All right, taxi 1A left, Golf Whiskey Foxtrot, American 357. Which one's the taxi light again? Exterior lights. Fixed landing. Oh, taxi and wing. There we go. Brakes released. Let's go. Zato flies! Ah, freaking love this livery, man. Absolutely. XP sent it to me. Oh my gosh, these voices sound amazing. I guess we're giving way to Eagle over there.
Roger, pushback approved, Delta 804.
When I saw this livery come out, XP sent me a DM. You guys were pinging me on Discord. I'm like, we got to fly a bare metal 707. How do we not fly a bare metal 707 today? And we're going to be middle of the day. And it's actually pretty dang good when the sun comes up, too. It's hard to get bare metal right. This one is pretty dang good. My only wish on this airplane, I wish we had some dirtier flaps, you know, just grimy dirt. All right, Golf Whiskey Fox. Now we're going all the way down on Golf in the Whiskey Fox. So we'll have to use our water, and we'll get the water injection turned on up here. Yeah, they need to look like a tar roof. I know, man. Has the thought of fighting for Alaska, flying for Alaska Airlines ever crossed my mind? No. No, it has not. I don't live in the Northwest. All right, let's see. So for water injection, we just turn it on. Is it just one switch? I don't know. I've never used it before. All right, so blasting off out of here. We'll be on heading 176. We'll see if we can pick up the VOR. If not, we'll just go right to INS nav. The Nealon 6 departure.
04 ready to taxi.
Which, like I said, we're not going to fly, but we can kind of make it up as we go. There's only one fix between us and Nealon.
Runway 18 left taxi via spot 45, Kilo, Zulu, Golf, Whiskey Foxtrot, Delta 804.
We could have easily programmed it, but ain't nobody got time to be programmed to the INS when we got X-Plane 12 to fly. Water injections for the chemtrails, yeah. Test reversers. Yeah, they work, see? They work. It's just the animation in the cockpit wasn't working. The way I have it bound. Oh, yeah. They just have to be, the engines have to be on. Okay, so they work. Bills Mafia dropped a gifted sub. My man, Bills. Thank you for the support, brother.
SkyWest
Can't wait to draft Josh Allen from you.
SkyWest on 922, push back please. Caution start approved, SkyWest 9923.
All right. What are we doing here, Envoy? Real AAL taxi? It is, man. There is zero sense of urgency. Zero. You're getting first pick and drafting Josh Allen? Nah, that ain't gonna happen, Bills Mafia. I'm sorry, brother. All right, flight director off takeoff. We should run a taxi check. Let's do that.
Taxi checklist. Taxi lights. On. Essential power selector. Set to 3. Probe heat. Set and on. Transponder. On. Speed brake lever. Pull forward. Galley power. On. Fuel boost pumps. Set and on. Fuel heaters. Turned off. Flaps. Set to 14 and green lights. Stabilizer trim. Set to 3.7 units. Altimeter. Set to 107. Taxi checklist. Completed.
All right, altimeters, we're set to go. We'll take this down Golf. We'll slide to the left. Golf is the middle one. We'll switch over to tower. Well, they normally tell you. Well, they don't tell you, but I bet say intentions will tell me. Right here is when I would switch over to tower.
SkyWest 99923 ready to taxi.
Looks like I'm dragging a brake now.
SkyWest 99923 runway 17 right taxi to spot 49 Kilo Yankee Lima Echo Foxtrot.
Runway 17 right taxi via spot 49er Kilo Yankee Lima Echo Foxtrot SkyWest 99923.
Water injection switch. Armed. 4 green. Probably do that on takeoff, on the runway though, right? Let's wait for that on the runway. Which one was it? Whiskey Fox, full length.
Contact tower on 124.15.
Over to tower, American 357. All right, tower's up. Tower, American 357, holding short, runway 18 left, ready for departure.
American 357, Dallas Tower, runway 18 left, winds 220 at 7. RNAV Lauren cleared for takeoff.
RNAV Lauren, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 357.
Before takeoff checklist. Air compressor 3.
All right, FO's got the radios.
Off. Coolant air valve selector.
Clear left.
Set for takeoff. Transponder on. Weather radar mode. Set to normal. Engine start switches. Set to flight start. Strobe lights. Set and on. Landing lights. Extended and on. Before takeoff checklist. Completed.
All right, who's ready? Water injection. Engaged. Spool them up. Let's go flying. Yoga's in chat. Remember, smash down that like button if you like seeing some old retro 707 content, because I sure do. Here we go. Let's get ourselves a full Toga. Yoga. Oh yeah, that's what we need. More smoke.
80 knots.
Power set. Holy smoke. Yeah, we are heavy. Look at that.
V1. Rotate.
Gosh, that's a good rotation too. Positive rate. Hero, fly with. Now that is the takeoff we needed.
American 357, contact departure.
Contacting departure, American 357.
After takeoff checklist. Landing.
Climb thrust.
Up and set tomorrow. Engine start switches.
Lone Star departure, American
guard.
357. Good morning, climbing through 1,500 on Nilin 6.
Temperature controllers. Set
American
on.
357, Lone Star departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 10,000 direct Lauren.
After takeoff checklist.
Climb and
Complete.
maintain 10,000 direct Lauren. American 357.
Delta 1299, descend and maintain 4,000.
Flaps up. Golly.
Speed check.
Delta 1299, verify your squawking 5434, mode
Motors
Charlie.
off.
Negative, stop asking about squawk 1299.
Let's get her trimmed out here.
Delta 1299, roger, no further squawk request.
Delta's already given the controller lip. That seems accurate. Got trimmed down a little bit. Looking for 250. Gosh. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful sunrise, man. I feel like I need to go get myself a Mexico latte or something from my local coffee shop. They got their Mexico menu up. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to INS nav. Waypoint change redirected. 01 insert. INS nav. You know what? I don't even want to turn the autopilot on yet. Let's just hand fly. Actually, let's go ahead and go back to VOR
American
now.
357, climb and maintain 12,000.
Let's just hand fly a little bit.
Climb and maintain 12,000, American 357.
12,000 is set. Sim sounds are coming down a little bit so I can hear myself. Let's go ahead and push down a little more. Still a little bit slow. Need to get up there to that 250k knots. Might have to increase my trim speed for this profile, but other than that, I'm using my 7.3 profile. I have a basic 7.3 profile that I have for my Brunner, and I try to start every aircraft with that profile because you don't want to, like I said, with force feedback, you can get carried away trying to make every airplane feel the same. You don't want that. So have a good base profile and then tweak it from there as needed. And my base 737 profile, I'm using it with the 7.0, and it's pretty freaking good.
Strong, last 1299.
Here comes 250 knots. What's the white circle on the left of the attitude indicator? That's the fast slow. So right now I'm a little bit slow. See, you can, and that's by this bug. So I put 250 as a reminder. See, I'm a little bit slow. Fast is a little bit above the center line, and once you split that donut, that means you're right on your speed that you have dialed in. That really comes in handy when you bug your approach speed. So right there, see, I'm on speed.
Contact Fort Worth Center on 126.725.
Now I'll pitch up a little bit more. I'll try to
Contacting
lock it
Fort
in
Worth
right
Center
there.
on 126.725, American 357. Fort Worth
Oh, that
Center,
is
American
beautiful.
357. Good morning, climbing through 10,000 for 12,000.
Man, we got to hit the like button for that. My goodness.
American 357, Fort Worth Center, good morning, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200. American 357.
200 set. Yeah, so now, out of 10,000, let's go ahead and bug, 270-ish? So now I'll run the trim down a little bit more. Yeah, see, my Bravo trim is much faster than my trim on my Brunner. That's all right. I just need to get a little bit faster speed trim. Although when it's real slow like that, it does make it real easy to find too. Kind of like having both. It's the plane being loud. I know. Is the audio doing that thing again? Hold on. Sometimes this plane just seems so loud. I've got it turned down to 20%. Is that better?
1542 at flight level 3.
I need like a noise canceling. Is that better audio?
Roger. Good morning, sir.
Because I've got my OBS Microsoft volume down to 20% now. Let's get back on course a little bit. Wait, what is down there? Is that a fire? What is that? Is there an actual fire down there? There's a fire on the ground. Is there a fire in Dallas right now? And departure American 357. We'd like to report a fire at our on the ground there at 9 o'clock. I've never seen fires in Microsoft Flight Sim. What is that?
Fort Worth Center, Alaska 543 with you, flight level 340.
Why do we have
American
fires?
357, roger. American 357, acknowledge fire report at 9 o'clock. Advise of assistance required.
I've never seen that before.
Alaska 543, Fort Worth Center, roger.
All right, let's go ahead and resync. Let's get our autopilot on. So I'm going to go ahead and waypoint change 01. We'll redirect it. Waypoint change 01. We'll put you on INS nav. Autopilot engage. And we want you on nav track. I want you to mimic nav track. Set the pitch director for whatever I want. That looks good. I can't believe we got a fire at our 11 or 9. Yeah, well, it's like 7 o'clock now. Let's go ahead and retract the landing lights. Yeah, I forgot to do all that. Let's go ahead and get them all in. Retract, retract. Which ones are
Forward center,
off?
JetBlue 2282 at flight level 350.
JetBlue 2282, Fort Worth Center, good morning.
I just extended the landing lights. Why aren't they retracting?
American 357, proceed direct to Move.
Proceeding direct to Mike Oscar Victor, American 357.
Did they break them? That one is in. What, did he give us another altitude? Now the right one's extending. What the heck?
American 357, climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280, American 357.
28, altitude mode's engaged, altitude needs to come off. Oh, but it's in a leveling mode, altitude off. Shut. I don't know why I can't figure out the lights this time. So they're retracted, but everything's on? Okay, so now just the taxi lights are on? Golly.
Southwest 1542.
Will the spinning trim wheels hurt if they hit you in the hand? Yes, they'll break your finger. They crack your knees really hard too. Yesterday, downtown Dallas, fire, smoke seen across Grand Prairie, Arlington, and Duncanville. Videos emerged from Scott. Wow, that's crazy, man. I do have FS Fire. So FS Fire had real fires going on then. I do have FS Fire. Yes. I do have FS Fire. I didn't know it was running in the background though. I thought you had to turn it on. I wonder if that's I wonder if that's it. All right, let's go ahead and keep an eye on what we're doing here. So we're nav tracking to waypoint 1. He said direct to what? Move. That's Monclava. That's waypoint 4. He gave us direct to waypoint 4. Waypoint change 04. Insert. Clear, 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 clear. Let's just leave it. Maybe we can't go direct to waypoint 4 on this INS.
Alaska 543, when ready, descend and maintain flight level 300.
As is.
Out of flight level 340 for flight level 300.
Take my advice to Grand Slope, but I think you should give the Super Connie a try. I've looked at it, man. I've looked at that Super Connie. Especially because I pre-flighted the Connie at the TWA Hotel in JFK my last trip. I've looked at it a lot, dude. It's tempting. Very tempting. Al W says there's currently a massive wildfire located 2 hours west of Fort Worth. Wow. I had no idea, man. I entered 0 before 4. Yeah, you're supposed to enter 0. Well, there we go. All right, cool. Waypoint 4. I wanted to go over Laredo and San Antonio, though. I guess we're going away.
Southwest 1542, continue descent, flight level 210.
Descending flight level 210, Southwest 1542.
Oh, look at that. This livery is so good on the freaking 707. Love the sunrise. In real life, does the Max land a bit smoother than the NG? On plane spawning videos, Max seems to float a bit longer. The Max will float a bit longer. Man, I got to tell you about my Max landing in Costa Rica yesterday. My goodness, I thought we were going to crater it in. Super gusty winds, flap 40. Had almost full power to arrest the descent. Greased it. But luckily, by luck. AA just announced seatback IFE 4K screens for their narrow-body fleet. Really, Andre?
American 1696, continue climb, flight level 400.
Who's that for?
Out of flight level 370, for flight level 400.
Not us.
American 1696.
Just that was a big turn for the INS right there.
American 357, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340, American 357.
All right, 340 set. Can we get to 34, though? That is the question. I wish it had a table for us to see our current weight and altitude requirements. But we're gonna take it up to 34 if we can do it. Also, one thing I did not set is our cabin altitude backup rate, right? We got to set that to 3.5.
Southwest 1542. Advise you altimeter 290.97.
So set cabin altitude 1,000 above.
290.907, Southwest 1542.
Frontier Flight 3229, descend flight level 300 at your discretion.
All right, 34, and we're going to set 350.
Flight level 300.
If the stick shaker starts shaking, you've gone too high. That's a good way to look at it. The approach into Mexico City for BFW goes right over MMDO, but the arrival surfs the mountaintops all the way down to such cold road. I know, Tyson. The only reason we didn't do Mexico City, we're not doing it, is because I didn't have time to look at the approach, and I set up all the INS for it, and it was a little bit longer than I wanted to go. It adds like 45 minutes. We got to do that second stream today, so that's why we're sitting with the shorter flight. Let's add a little bit more juice in there. We can get a climb thrust up here. Help us climb. Oh, Mazatlan. Sorry, yeah, Mazatlan.
Delta 1050, continue descent, flight level 330.
When I saw there was a scenery for Durango, though, I picked it up.
Leaving flight level 370.
Did you look at the Strata weather injector? No, I haven't. I honestly, dude, I personally think Microsoft weather is pretty dang good by default. And for those of you that said MSFS does not have high-level clouds, can somebody please tell me what those clouds are? Those sure look like high-level cirrus clouds to me. We're all the pitchforks from the X-Plane 12 fans. You can't blame me now because I fly both sims. But you guys were saying Microsoft 24 does not have clouds. That is way better than the X-Plane 12 distant cloud rendition. Like that looks real life out there. I mean, look at that. That's real life, chat. Just little wispies. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now the sunrise colors, this is actually pretty good. It looks hot and humid, and that's exactly what it is. I think HHS Sim has a lot of Mexican airports. They're all pretty good freeware. Yeah, Tyson, I think I have quite a few of his freewares. I should check to see if I have Mazatlan. Did we ever fly there? I thought we did. First time I've seen Cirrus and 24 Pilot Sim 86. Them look long enough. Took them long enough. I feel like I've been seeing it for a while. I feel like I've been seeing that for a while, but maybe it's because y'all are using different weather injectors and screwing up your sims. You know?
Descending 13,000 Southwest 1542.
It's hard to get. I'm going to have to back my camera up because I can't. If I tilt this up, then you just see the screen in the background. I'm going to have to like redo all my camera setups. I need to like back it up and point it down. Just wish it had a true thunderstorm with anvils. That would be cool, Turks. Yes, with the anvil tops blowing over that would be really cool. I don't know if, like you said, though, I feel like that would be pretty tough to simulate. But who knows, man. I've never seen an anvil top in any sim, I don't think. Have you guys? Like, even in the heat of X-Plane days with all the weather add-ons, I don't know if I've seen anvil tops. HSS has one for 2020. I don't think 24 though. Oh yeah, Cabo for 24. We should do Cabo too. I like Cabo.
270 for flight level 240, American 700.
Scones, thanks for the 14 months support. Appreciate you, my man. I'm from the capital city of Bogota, so could you make a flight like this in the 707 from DFW to Bogota in colors of Avianca? Ooh, do we have an Avianca? Ooh. Do we have an Avianca 707? I might have to save that for the X-Plane, dude. For the X-Plane Nimbus 707. That would be a nice long haul. What are we going to do? I think we're going to do our long haul L10 11 tomorrow.
Houston Center on
Tomorrow evening, after I get my medical. I got to go get my medical tomorrow. 33 for 34.
Houston Center on 126.425, American 357.
I think that's our final cruise altitude. 33 for 34,000 to go. Right now we're doing Mach 7.5.
Houston Center, American 357. Good morning, flight level 330 for flight level 340.
Yeah, Avianca 357 is forever gone, Zach.
American 357, right. Houston Center, good morning.
Avianca 357, rest in peace on the hillside of where were we going? Pasto. Gosh, look at the 4 contrails. Guys, for a free airplane or for a $7 airplane, depending on how it is, what is it, $10? I don't even know what the actual price is. It was, I think it was a free upgrade for me. So I don't even know what it was when I bought it. But for what it is so much fun. All right, here we go. We're leveling at 340. Let's go ahead and bring our power back to a nice cruise power setting. But let's get a little bit of speed first. Let's cruise down there at a comfortable 80 Mach and see what kind of power setting we need for 80 Mach here. $9 for me, well worth it. Okay, yeah, so for $10, man, I'm super impressed. I am super impressed with this airplane. This might be one of the best bang for buck airplanes you can get if you like and respect the classic stuff. You know, the flight engineer automation and voice acting and ease of use to the iPad alone is worth the $10. Like, it's very, very well done. And what I like about that flight engineer is when he's going through all these tests, you can actually see, I mean, there's 58 items on that pre-flight test, and he's going through all of them, and the systems that he's testing are actually simulated to a certain extent. You know, it's not a $60, pay-away airplane. But for what is there for A to B flying, it's there. Hydraulics, we saw that with the gear. I couldn't get my gear down until I turned the hydraulic pumps on. Like, I'm very happy with it. I'm very, very happy with it. There's 82 Mach. Let's go ahead and bring the power back a little bit, see if we can settle in.
1411 Houston Center, roger.
Let's get ourselves a nice cruise power setting here. Oh yeah, I didn't set the standard barrel. That's gonna screw it up, huh? 2992 set. Oh, let's screw our level off a little bit. That's all right. This thing could do friggin' 88 Mach. It's insane. Does the 707 not have its own autopilot? No, it does. It does. We have autopilots engaged right now. I can walk you over a basic autopilot tutorial gouge. It does not have an auto throttle, however. So you are in control of the throttles, and you're going to be using your EPR, your pressure ratio gauges right here. The flight engineer, I have him to set EPR bugs, manages EPR bugs for all engines based on automatic calculations. So he's calculating if you're in climb, cruise, or takeoff, and he will set the EPR bugs for you, which is super helpful. That means that amber tick mark or orange tick mark, that's your that's like our max continuous cruise EPR that he set because we leveled off. But if you noticed earlier in the climb, first it went to max takeoff EPR, which was like 179, and then it went to climb thrust, and then as we started climbing at altitude, the EPR bugs started going up. You have to set your EPR accordingly. But that makes, I mean, it's a whole lot of fun. It keeps you engaged with the airplane. Now, the even more fun part is finding a nice cruise power setting to lock you in at the speed you want. So right now we're doing 8.5 Mach. I'm going to sync this up and see where we go. Looks like we're hovering at 1.6, 1.7. All right, now I cannot put my gear handle down.
Climb and maintain flight level 360, report level.
Yeah, I can't put it down because my binding is up. But if you would put that in the down position. All right, let's go ahead and smoke them if you got them. Seatbelt signs are coming off. We're nice and level at 340, 283, 33 minutes to MOV VOR, which we're cutting across our flight plan route. So we're actually going to cut into Mexico sooner than planned. I'm going to look at my map here. I'm going to set Pideras 13.6. Let me see if I can set 13.6 in here, just to give me a rough idea of when we are in Mexico. Setting a new VOR. 13.6. We're a little far out. I think it's a low altitude VOR. That'll give us a rough estimate. I could also ping Laredo 12.6. I wasn't anticipating the shortcut from air traffic control, which, I mean, that's pretty cool. Say attention is pretty cool. The voices in this new update are really, really good.
Blue Streak 5196, contact Fort Worth Center on 128.325. Good morning.
Let's take a breath here. There's no cruise flow, right?
128.325, Blue Streak 5196.
Let's go to aircraft checklist. In-flight, cruise procedure, cruise set, EPR, autopilot, and flight director if required. Okay, so we are set now. We are cooking with gas. Oh man, that livery is going to look so good when we get, when that sun comes up. Are you flying INS or RADNAV? I'm flying INS, but I'm using some RADNAV to back us up. We're just doing VORs, and we got a VOR approach today into the Rango. Was the best feeling in the RJ when you would nail the thrust setting at cruise and not have to touch it for 3 hours? Yeah, that's a great feeling when you just lock it in. It's $15, but how much would you actually say it's worth? Like 50 with systems modeling? Is that? I mean,
1411, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 210.
You know, for $50, that seems like, you know, I would expect a non-combi variant. I don't know what else I would expect for 50. I would say like $40. So like if I spent $40 for this airplane, I don't think I would be upset. I really wouldn't. You know, the texturing and modeling is pretty good. Is it the best I've ever seen? No, but it's pretty good. It captures that old kind of feeling. Now I wish some of these panels were a little bit, you know, grimed up and stuff, but it's, you know, all these bulbs, you know, for, you know, saying would it be worth $50? Like for $50, all these bulbs in real life, these are push to test, right? I'd expect all those push to test bulbs to work. I would expect pressurization to work a little bit smoother. I actually don't know.
Flight level 320 for flight level 360.
I don't know. Is that a sim thing? So like an X-Plane 12, if you don't have your pressurization set correctly, your pilot will black out, right? That's not a, it's not simulated in Microsoft, is it? I know in career mode it will, but I kind of wish we had that in 2024 for us that like older jets where pressurization is not automatic and you actually have to set it correctly. You know, I'd have to dig into some more of the settings. You know, maybe it's like, I mean, the engines, the modeling on the engines is amazing. The leading edge and the wings, they look better than what they were, but are they, you know, they still look kind of, you know, like these vortex generators. If you compare this to the Nimbus wing that we saw for X-Plane 12, right? That's where I think you get some of your price cut. But you know, I'm super happy with it. I think it's a great rendition of an old classic jet that we haven't seen in the sim in a very, very long time.
For flight level 200. United 2643, roger, good morning.
I think maybe a little bit more visceral sounds from the outside. It seems a little bit tame from the outside when you set that, you know, takeoff thrust. Dun, 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 dun. All right, go back to full screen cam. We're locked in now, just checking on our speed. Yeah, JBS says it right. It's probably up there for best value for money. Certainly not just Flight F-28 quality, but it's also $10. Exactly. It's not... Yeah, I don't want you to get the wrong idea saying that I'm here saying, oh, this thing is worth $50, $60. I'm not saying that. What I'm really just trying to hit home is that the value for the money is very, very good. And it's fun, man. Like, it flies like I would imagine a 707 to fly, kind of a lumbering giant... Oh, we forgot to do a barrel roll. We're going to have to do a barrel roll on one of these flights. Although we can't be super heavy. We got to try to do a barrel roll for sure. But yeah, all I'm trying to say is, you know, for the money, I'm very happy with it. And it's because I feel like it's rare that we get stuff like this in Microsoft 2024 nowadays. You know, a lot of the stuff that you see on the marketplace for $10, $12 is crap. I mean, it's just not good. It is a marketplace problem. There's really no vetting that goes into that. So most of the time in Microsoft 2024, when you see something at this price point, it's just kind of junk. You know, this is not that. That's why I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm very excited about it. That it's as fun as it is. Best budget add-on, I would 100% say it is, Dale. I would 100% say this is the best budget add-on for sure. You have Robert's phone number, nudge, nudge, and blackout feature to the Classic 747.
Contact Houston Center on 13.
I don't have his phone number, Turks. I thought he was coming into town for training. I never got an email, or maybe it was one of the 3,000 emails that I just marked as read because I got so behind on my emails I stopped reading them all. It got up to 3,000 unread emails, and I just hit mark as read because I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Okay, I think you have to activate an assistance option for that, but Microsoft will only stop your flight if you don't have pressure. I see. Yeah, flight follow sim would be cool. The person who made the 7.3 Warren cockpit mod, yeah. That, and then whoever did the sounds for the MD-11, that'd be cool to have a little updated on that. The Stratoliner, Trimotor, and C-46 have been updated as well in the marketplace. I saw something about that, Let's Fly guy. Okay, back to the Constellation. Who has the Super Connie? Is it like that's a $50, $60 airplane? Is that good? Look at the wing flexing out there.
Hey, Captain B1 Sim. Fancy a drink?
American 713 with you, flight level 320.
Ooh,
American 713.
what a burn! I don't know. I don't have my binding to respond to her on intercom or on PA radio. Yeah, I think it's the Red Wings one. Spurious Podge, yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely it would. Does the Boeing 707 have FCU and EFIS control eye panel or no? Because I've done research on some don't. Have FCU and EFIS control panel. I don't think this one does. This one is straight round gauge, man. You even have the old school HSI behavior here. Like, it's not... You can change this to modern, but... I'm running it in old school mode. Like, you don't have any EFIS or FCU. What you do have the option of is getting... I need to take a look at it. There is that other navigation mode. There's a GPS that you can use, and then you can throw in another, like, in-between GPS, kind of like an LTN. But I haven't messed with it at all yet. I haven't messed with it at all yet. But you do have multiple navigation options. Connie is better than it was, but it's steep to justify the cost. That's napalm, and that's kind of what I saw when I was researching it. It's kind of what I felt like. I was like, it looks like it could be decent, but it's an expensive add-on, and I'm like, I don't know if it lives up to that price tag. But it is in real world. How about this? Is there a Connie for X-Plane 12? So I did get map enhancement for X-Plane 12 as well. Now today, man, I'm torn for our second leg. I have the Southwest in the thumbnail because I think we're going to fly Southwest, but I downloaded the level up. We're going to do bare metal today. Bare metal 7.0, bare metal 7.3, but I didn't know if that was too much bare metaling around. I don't think there's such thing, but I also,
1216, descend pilot
on our second stream,
flight level 300.
I want to take off out of
Descending
Cayamayuga,
flight level 300,
the New
1216.
Honduras. I got to fly over the old Tegucigalpa on my last trip too, which is pretty cool, because I flew into Camayuga, which is the New Honduras. But I got to fly right over and take a look at the old Tegucigalpa. It was super cool, man. Wish we still flew there. It's a spicy approach. There was a TCA 39 Slim Street long. Really, Oscar? Yeah, it was spicy. So, Oscar, coming into, am I saying it? Cayamayuga? Flying into there, dude, once you went below the mountain range, oh my gosh, we were getting tore up. Like, I mean, really bouncing around. Super gusty, bouncy. But it was, I made an okay landing. Yeah, I picked the right, who's going to fly first on the last trip, because I flew, let's see, I flew into, Cayamayuga, flew into Costa Rica, and I flew into Charlotte on my last trip, man. Too much bare metal? Well, the only problem, AJ, is if we do the bare metal, then we got to fly it. I don't want to, go Cayamayuga all the way to Miami, because I just got map enhancement. I want to fly over some terrain now to see what it looks like. So I was thinking about doing a the Reno Phoenix flight.
Contacting Houston Center on 134.95, American 357.
Doing the Reno Phoenix flight in Southwest livery with some real perf data.
Houston Center, American
Fly the
357.
bare metal dolphin.
Good morning. Maintain
Brian
flight
Jentz, what's up?
level
That's for $2 super
340.
chat. No such thing as bare metal.
American
Too much bare metal.
357,
That's what I
Houston
thought.
Center, good morning.
I tell you what if we do both? What if we could do the takeoff test, and then we could do the actual flight. But see that's where my dilemma is. I want to see the map enhancement that I have now for X-Plane 12. So if we go from Honduras to Miami, we're just flying over water pretty much. Glad everyone's on the same page. I know, right? You guys go to some weird places in the Guppy. I know, Turks. It's crazy. And what also is weird is they always use, so at this airline, they use the IATA codes on the scheduling. So I'm like, what the heck is XPL? Like, why can't we just say MHPR or HPR? Like, why is it like,
Air Shuttle 6245 at flight level 320.
Yeah, I've definitely been to some places I haven't flown to before.
Air
Where else
Shuttle
did I go?
6245, Roger. Good morning, sir.
Roatan, yeah. Obviously, well, we did all the islands. I've done all the islands pretty much now. How are you feeling about the NG versus the Max? Dude, the Max is way smoother, man. The Max is an incredible airplane. I love them. I love flying the Max. It's way smoother than the NG, man. It's easier on the controls. It's smoother when you're hand flying it. It's quieter. Engine sounds start better or sound better when you start them up. So my last landing in Costa Rica, I got to actually look at the replay app to see how much thrust I added. So I tell you guys from up front,
100, continue climb flight level
when I have my
20.
ANR on, I really can't hear much. In the NG, you really don't even hear the engines on approach normally. I mean, you might hear like a little bit of whooshing, but that's pretty much it. And the Max is the same thing. That's why when I land in the Max, I normally turn my noise canceling down to low or pass-through mode so I can hear just a little bit more. Unless it's super gusty and or I'm landing in a foreign country where English is not the native language, and sometimes it's hard to hear the controllers, and I think that might be more important. So this particular landing in Costa Rica, I had my noise canceling on medium, which means I never really hear the engines on approach, okay? Now, we were landing with a possible wet runway and a tailwind. So because of that, we elected flaps 40. I elected flaps 40. Problem was on final, there was like a 25 knot gust
Center,
factor.
United 1085.
So
level
I forget what the
370.
winds were, but they were gusting. It was like
United 1085,
quartering
Roger. Good
crosswind
morning, sir.
to a direct crosswind at, I think it's like 18, 19 knots, gusting to 35. Super gusty.
American 713, slow to 280 knots.
I'll podcast the rest of it essentially, but what happened
Speed
was
280, American 713.
at 50 feet, which I just started, I could feel, actually more like about 100 feet, I could feel the gust dying off. So I'm adding power, adding power, adding power. It got to the point where I could hear the leaps through my A&R because I had that much power in. I'm pretty sure I was at like almost 90%. Like I was almost full power, and I'm just trying to arrest the descent rate. And it was just one of those, you know, shot of power greasers where you throw in a bunch of power last second trying to not smash. And it ended up being a greaser, but it was more luck than skill. I could promise you that. But I could hear, that's when I knew I had a lot of power in there. Is I could hear the engines in the flare, which is not normal for me.
610 with you at flight level 310.
We just rolled it on.
Aero and laces 610,
He's just
Roger.
reading his ASAP narrative now. No, it rolled on nice and easy. Full reverse thrust. But, yeah, flap 40 in the max. A huge gust of wind. And I just hear the engine start screaming in the flare, which is normally not at all. We recently updated Skibo 24. Really, V-Pilot? V-Pilot in the house. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have to visit Skibo then. We're going to have to visit Bogota in the 707. Maybe we should take, you know what, V-Pilot? Maybe we should bust out the old 727 for Bogota. Have you seen the new liveries for Starlux that makes it look metallic? Would love that. Likes AAL would use
Aero and laces 610,
Really?
climb and maintain.
No, I haven't,
Flight level
JBS.
320, report level.
Flight level 320, aero laces 610.
What was your reaction to the recent Munich runway overrun on takeoff? Is that the Vietnam Airlines? Is that the Vietnamese one? I don't know, man. Will they have the wrong data in there? I mean, good on the crew for not, you know, overreacting and trying to do something stupid. They got the airplane airborne, but yeah, I don't know. What was the, did they have the wrong perf data, or was the 787 screwed up again? Just like Boeing's trying to cover it from the Air India crash because the guy shut off both selectors, which I have a hard time believing. But hey, this isn't a Learjet stream, so we'll keep the conspiracies to ourselves. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that Air India crash is what they're telling us it is. Tail strike 2, they chucked the elevators hard, it seems. Man.
Houston Center, American
Brakes pegged at
2994
full.
At flight level 330.
Wait. They had the brakes on the whole time on the 787?
American 2994, good morning, sir.
No. Brakes pegged at full hot for 15 minutes after takeoff? Were they dragging a brake? I wonder if they were dragging a brake, Tyson. They might have been. Well, that should be relatively easy to determine from the NTSB because you can see the brake temperature data, and then you can, I mean, if they were dragging a brake, it would be on the runway. When was the last conspiracy
United
stream?
678, contact Houston Center on 133.75.
Ryan Gent's trying to get me in trouble. It was actually a Lear 35 flight out of, oh look, high altitude cirrus clouds and some puffies up here. It was actually a Learjet. Was it out of Roatan? I think it was out of Roatan. No, it wasn't out of Roatan. It was out of that other island airport. We went into, man, what an amazing approach that was in the Lear. We landed the Lear 35 on a grass strip. Tire skid tracks down the runway. Okay, so then they were, yep, they were dragging brakes. They were dragging brakes. Yep.
Southwest 1362.
So either I can't imagine the park brake was set because that would trigger a takeoff alarm. But maybe when they released the brakes, they didn't fully release. I was here for last one. It's been a bit while. Mick Oatmeal's in the house. What's up, my man? There was one that smashed out my engine shut off. That's the one. That's the one. Yep. Tires exploded on touchdown. Severe damage to the tail. Wow. So they were dragging the brakes and had a tail strike on rotation? Well, it's because they were running out of runway. They had to do something. At least they didn't try to abort. You would think that rate of acceleration, though, would be so dramatic that they could tell something was wrong. I don't know. Maybe not, though. Did YouTube demonetize you indefinitely after that stream? Yes, pretty much. I assume in a heavy, the parking brake wouldn't stop the plane from rolling at takeoff power. The 7.8, it depends on the load. I bet you it would. I think you'd be hard-pressed to take off in a 7.8 with the parking brake on. Now,
United 678, good morning,
because
sir.
the alarms would be going crazy. If they turn the park brake off and it didn't release all the brakes, that to me is believable. Like maybe you had 2 calipers on 2 of them. But it's also why we don't set the, well, I used to work for an operator that you weren't supposed to set the parking brake after you got on the runway. And I've adopted that. I never set the brake after taking the runway for that reason. I just always hold them manually. So they must have just been dragging. The brakes must have malfunctioned. From the images released, it looked like the tires marked from both main gears. Could they possibly been dragging? Yeah, there could. I don't know how the braking system works on the 7.8, but if there is something that, you know, this like one of the hydraulic system powers the brakes on the left main and right main, and then the other hydraulic powers the other set of brakes, you could have a malfunction there or somewhere upstream of the system, or it could just be as simple as someone was riding the brakes on the takeoff roll. So if they were riding the brakes on the takeoff roll, that would be the simplest explanation. But I wouldn't put it past that there could be some technical malfunction as well.
2592, climbing flight level 180 for
What's
flight
up,
level
Steve?
200.
Doesn't have to be a heavy brake application to do that. I like dragging the brakes all the way. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm thinking it would probably be the guy flying slightly had his feet on the brakes. I've actually had a captain do that to me. The only captain I didn't like flying with at Spirit Airlines, the one guy who gave me a great interview story, he did exactly that on my takeoff out of Dallas-Fort Worth many years ago. Rode the brakes on takeoff, positive rate gear up, ding, hot brakes. And I knew what was going to happen because even though he said your aircraft and I was doing the takeoff roll, I could feel him on the pedals putting in inputs when he shouldn't have been. And he was putting in inputs on the brake pedals. That's why I have also adopted the technique of not only never setting the park brake on the runway, is every time I take off, heels on the floor. Heels on the floor. Doesn't matter if I was flying an RJ, an Airbus, a 7.3, always put your heels on the floor. Couple of reasons. One, you don't ride the brakes. It's impossible to ride the brakes that way. Number two, should you have an engine failure with a high power setting, the directional control is going to surprise you. The loss of directional control is going to surprise you. What you're instinctively going to do is you're going to want to mash in that rudder, which is a good thing, but if your foot is fully on the pedal and your heel's not on the floor, it is way easier to overcompensate that rudder input. Like imagine, you know, using the balls of your feet, right? So if your heels are on the floor, using the balls of your feet on the rudder pedals, it's much easier to brace your foot down with your heel on the floor and get that rudder input in smoothly and not over boost it with your whole foot. So those are two reasons why I always put your heels on the floor during the takeoff roll. And that helps with directional control. Matter of fact, when I was flying the 170, I was getting my type rating on the 170. My sim partner was having a hard time maintaining directional control during V1 cuts. And I told him, I was like, hey man, put your heels on the floor. It's going to help you, I promise. And sure enough, he started putting his heels on the floor. He had a better V1 cut than I did. So if that's something, you know, real life, we're playing flight sim right now, but if you are training real life, fly real life, try it and let me know. I promise you, when you do need that heavy dose of rudder input, it's going to be better and easier with your heel on the floor. Same for landing too. Yep, same for landing. Once the nose wheel is down, yes. So, you know, some of the citations I flew after touchdown, I'd slide my foot up. I would just tap the brakes to make sure I had brakes, like on the straight CJ on the 2, and then I would, you know, take them off the brakes because a little bit different when you don't have a whole bunch of other stuff to slow you down, like spoilers and reversers and all that. I would do just a tiny little bit of a brake check. You don't have auto brakes or anything like that in the citation either. But yeah, landing airliners, heels on the floor. Once I'm down and the nose is down, guess what's happening? The reversers are coming up, most likely, right? And once you select reverse, you're not going around, so you can go ahead and move your feet up to the brake pedals.
5548. Continue climb to flight level 360.
What was that for? Monterey control. We're on Monterey already. Whoa, we're going waypoint 4. What's after waypoint 4? I gotta keep an eye on our nav log situation. I feel like we need to play some classical music. Let's see. Waypoint 4 to 5. Trying to plan our descent. Total distance 726, 659. So we'll be 262 miles out once we hit MOV, Mona Clava. Golly, I love the 707, guys. Look at the cons. Everything about it is it's freaking just a great add-on, man. Freaking having so much fun with it.
Flight level 210.
Almost makes me want to fly this on the long haul to Bogota from Kennedy, TWA. Now we got to take the L1011 tomorrow. L1011, Iveo. Here's the plan. Tomorrow night, evening, after I get my medical, maybe mid-afternoon, maybe like 3, 4 o'clock. Iveo standard long haul Kennedy from the TWA center to somewhere. Haven't decided destination yet. Maybe somewhere in the islands. No, I don't want to go to Cork, Ireland. That's too far. Do you see this bird fitting into the regular rotation? Yes, Ryan, yeah. Because, and the reason, Ryan, is because the flight engineer automates a lot of the stuff that would otherwise make it a much more time-consuming and focus-driven airplane to fly, like the Felis 7.4. I love the Felis 7.4. It's a wonderful airplane. But the reason I don't fly it so much is because I actually, nothing beats the Felis in terms of classic retro aircraft on the market, in my opinion. But it is very demanding because you are responsible for everything. You are responsible. We talked about it a little bit on the first stream that I flew on the 707. I love that the flight engineer does everything for us. I think it would be cool if there was an option where if you wanted to increase your workload, you could select it where flight engineer will just read off the items, and unless they are done correctly, then they would be checked off like the Felis does it. This. Exactly. Damn. So that part of the Felis, I mean, that's what puts it on another level, because you really got to be focused on flying that airplane. And from a streamer perspective, when I'm trying to talk and answer questions,
American 357, expect to descend in about 20 minutes.
It makes it a little bit more challenging.
Now, just say the word.
All right, we'll expect that in 20 minutes. That sounds good.
Expecting to descend in about 20 minutes. American 357.
42 miles out. Let me see if I can get Tori on. VOR Yankee runway 3. We're going to have to do our own Durango 12-9. Let's put Durango on here. Put that in the nav 1 for when we get a little bit closer. Captain Panama in the house. What's going on, my man? How's the dark side of the 7.3? Freaking loving it, man. Well, sometimes. It's more fun than the bus, that's for sure. See, I want to look at those mountains, but the sun is on the bare metals on this side. Hey, Aaron Galicius is on the radio. Yeah, DC-8 would be cool to have a nice DC-8. Mick Oatmeal, I thought about doing the FlyJ Sim X-Plane today. When's your last commute? I don't know. I got another month, man. I got to go not till October. I got another month. So that was 1240. Yeah, October, man. Which, here's the thing. Maybe I should MBE back to my base so I can get the days off I want. So now when I bid long haul, I can get the exact days I want off. I've got every single football day off that I want, Saturday, Sunday, and the first week of football where we have Wednesday, Thursday start too. So I got everything I wanted. When I get to the old DF dub, I'm not. I'm going to be back to the bottom of the barrel probably. I'm going to go from bidding 74% to, I don't know, probably like 95%, 92%. Unless I switch to the bus. If I switch to the bus, I would be 84? I think I'd be like 83 or 84% on the bus in DFW. I may be forced to switch back to the Airbus, guys. And I don't want to. I want to stay on the 7.3, but if my seniority is going to be that much better, we're talking like a 15 to 20% increase in seniority, I'd probably switch back. I heard the FlyJ 732 was mid. It's a lot. Oh yeah, I'm not even thinking about a line, Turks. I'm not even thinking about a line. A reserve. I want Saturdays and Sundays off on reserve. I know line. The line is so far away. Put it this way, Turks. I hope I can get into the training program before I'm able to hold a line, because I'm tired of this flying stuff, man. I'll drive to the sim every day, whatever it is. I'll drive to HQ.
320, arrow and laces 4310.
Which do you prefer, the 727 or this, Liam Arnold? Oh, it's so tough, Liam, because the 727 is great. I like the cockpit of the 707 better on terms of texturing. I think the FSS 707, or excuse me, the FSS 727 cockpit, the textures and model just look kind of dated. I don't know. They just don't look great. Like, things are harder to read. Like to me, this panel, these gauges and everything, like, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see, waypoint 5 to 4 to 5. Here we go. The sounds internally, the FSS 727 sounds on the internals are better. The external is not as good on the 727. They're very close. I like the. Here's the thing. Why are we turning 4-5 to the right? I like the flight engineer on the 707 way better than the FSS flight engineer. The flight engineer on the FSS doesn't sound like he should be in a 727, and also the FSS flight engineer will flip switches without telling you what they're doing, right? It's been a while. All I know is I understood what FSS was trying to do with the flight engineer, and it works, but it's not for me. I'd rather do it myself. But they're both good classic jets, man. They're both good classic jets. I need to get back in the 7.2. I really do, to give it a fair chance. Maybe we should maybe we should fly the 7.2 this week too, just to see, because it's been a very long time. Yeah, well, see, Vodka, I don't ever use the FSS 7 auto engineer either. But I like using it on the 707 just because the way it's done, the way it sounds, the way you can follow him, step through everything. You know, I don't know. If this had a real high quality sound pack, I'm not saying the sounds are bad, but just like, you know, super immersive sound pack from the inside, I would be flying this a lot. I'm curious to see if the Nimbus 7.0 will have a virtual flight engineer. Me too, Kato. Me too. I'm curious to see what the Nimbus 707 sounds like. That'll be the big... Big differences. I think those training positions pay year 12 FO as well. Yeah, they do, Turks. They do. I'm already polishing my resume and cover letter, but I don't want to apply till after I consolidate. It doesn't say you have to. Well, I mean, I've already consolidated technically. I'm over 400 hours. But my CQ is in October. So I'm kind of waiting till I pass my CQ, and then I'll submit my application. Because it also, because like on the little app thing, it doesn't say you can't apply, but it asks you if you've, you know, and I want to be in the mothership base before I apply too. I flew the R722 this past week, kind of forgot how to fly it, almost died. Oh, the 727? Nice. Oh, yeah, Dandrini, an option on the 7.0 checklist items you should tell. Well, so Dandrini, here's the thing. You could, if you do the items beforehand. Now, I don't know how it works on the testing of stuff. See, he's back here balancing fuel for us. But if you set your lights, your transponder, all that stuff, if it's already set in the proper position, he will just read it and verify that it's in the proper position, which is cool. Now, I don't know how that works, like with the fuel boost pump test. Like if you do the test yourself, I don't know if he'll still do the test. But for example, you know, if the APU was on and providing air and you set up all your packs and everything, he's just going to read the items. He won't reflip the switches down. Where I think that's where the FSS flight engineer used to kind of get screwed, because it would actually undo what you did. So this flight engineer, as long as you have the switches where they need to be, he'll just read them and verify that they've been done. I don't know how it works for the testing, though. Wow, look at these mountains we're going over here. That is sweet. Keep an eye on the terrain, because when we get an X-plane later, we got to look at our X-plane mountains. Map enhancement. You still haven't done the 727 on MHTG on stream yet. Ooh, and a proper Super 27 in Bogota. I know. I'll have to try them out. I don't think I own the Super. Do I own the Super vodka? Or I have the Super. I don't own the 100. I don't own the 100. That's what it is. Yes, a JBS, you're also correct. The AFE on the 727 being on an iPhone feels wrong. Right, it's little things. So like if I go here to the app for the 7.0, this to me, just, I know this isn't the paper flight bag, but let me just use examples. The paper flight bag on the L1011. This style of EFB, like this looks old school. Like it fits, it feels timely, right? Having an iPhone do the checklist, it's a small little detail, but I agree. It kind of, I don't know. It just doesn't fit. It feels like it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want it to seem like I'm throwing shade on the FSS 7.2, because I think it's a good airplane. I really do. There's little things that bother me, and the final straw for me, where you don't see it in the normal rotation anymore, is FSS changed something where you no longer use the native bindings for the heading bug. And that FSS, like, see, I'm using my Bravo to move my heading bug around, my course lines around. When FSS changed that really took it out of the rotation for me, because it's such a demanding hands-on airplane that if you don't have that stuff bound, it makes it that much harder. Like, I don't have time to be sitting there scrolling with a mouse wheeling things in the 727. Now, you could just use MobiFlight. Yeah, I'm sure. But I could just use default if you programmed it correctly, like every other airplane in the sim. I don't think there's another airplane in the sim that doesn't have it correctly now. So, who was that? Was that a descent for us? I've been flying the new what's LSH MD-80? Oh, Leonardo figured out how to get immersive sound pack work, had patience to bind everything and flat rubber. Oh, McOatmeal. I have no beef with the actual Leonardo MD-80. I think it's an amazing add-on. No doubt, hands down, phenomenal simulation of the MD-80. With as good of a simulation of the MD-80 is as terrible as how everything else is run through the MD-80. Whether it's the software, the livery downloading process, the configuration, all the BS on the side that should be a simple tablet is equally bad as the airplane is equally good. You know what I'm saying? It just makes me, it's just frustrating.
Polaris 1162, identified.
And if you don't have the right livery or something, then it borks the whole sim. Like, I've literally had to delete my community folder because I had a wrong livery on the Leonardo MD-80 or an outdated livery, and it was crashing my sim every time I booted it up. So, I don't know what kind of hacks or stuff is going on that side of the MD-80, but it just, yeah, problematic. You know, and you think, oh, well, that's how Leonardo's always done it. Well, here's my counter to that. PMDG was semi-similar with the way you had, like, back in the day, the FSX thing, you know, with what they did when 2020 and 2024 came out, when they started the Ops Center, the new PMDG Ops Center, all your liveries, like, good on them. I mean, that is a big step in the right direction to modernizing their system to make it easier for all of us to, you know, add liveries, remove liveries, update variants, right? It's all right there. PMDG Ops Center, load it, boom. Everything you need right there. It's explanatory, self-explanatory. The Leonardo is like learning Greek. I'm trying to figure out how to, you know, configure that airplane. Yeah, the Leonardo Manager is it's straight from FSX, JBS. That you say it feels like FSX. It's straight from FSX. Yeah. But I mean, the MD-80 itself is a great simulation. I love that airplane. All right, we need to pay attention because we're actually getting close to starting down, right? We're going waypoint 4 to 5, 59 miles out. Waypoint 5 on my nav log over here. If I go to, I'm trying to show you guys this. This is also why I love having.
Polaris 411, descend to flight level 330. Flight level 370 to flight level 330, Polaris.
I could highlight. See, I've got my highlighted waypoints. I know you can't read them, but I just love, and since I've gone to using an actual tablet for Navigraph, it's amazing. So I highlight my fixes, and then that's our destination fix and all that. And I can run it just like I run my real iPad, right? And I can split it up. I can have my takeoff data stuff over here, and I have my charts or whatever. You know, if I want my charts over here, boom, love it. So that's why you don't really see me messing with charts on the screen too much anymore. Just so much more intuitive. Especially for me as someone who's trying to read the chat box and everything, just having that set up ready to go. Chubby fingers. Your mom seems to like them, Turkaren. All right, let's see. So waypoint 5 is 128 miles from the airport. So 128 plus 50-ish, so we're about 170 miles. We probably need to start down here relatively soon. Now I will show you though, because this will be kind of fun. Let's use the native flight planner. Oh my gosh! See how I hate doing that stuff. Where are we going? MMDO. I want to see what the charts look like in the setting that's not. Hold on, we need to go to FAA. Oh, we won't have FAA charts, will we? Is there a way to change? I don't think you can change it though, can you? Because it's not a FAA airport. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do our own arc. This is what we're going to do.
American 357, Contact Monterrey, control on 126.4.
Contacting Monterey Control on 126.4.
I have them flight sim school on my Navigraph. Yeah, I have them on Navigraph, but I didn't want to load Navigraph in my sim EFB because it seems to just make my sim act weird.
Monterey Control, American 357. Good morning at flight level 340.
American 357, Monterrey Control, good morning.
Let's go ahead and request descent. Monterey Control, American 357, ready for descent.
American 357, at your discretion, descend flight level 260.
Love it. That sounds so good.
Descending flight level 260 at our discretion, American 357.
All right, so we're going to set 260. I'm just going to start us down now. So we're going to go ahead and go altitude hold mode off. Trim down a wee bit. I'm going to bring some power out nice and gently. That was a little bit quick. So now he set the EPR climb bugs or go around bugs. All right, we're a little bit early. That's okay, but we're going to start down. So Durango 12.9, I'm actually not picking it up yet. But we're going to try to do a 10 DME arc. Final approach course will be 031 degrees. So I'm going to set my heading bug to 31 for a reminder right now. And actually, we could set the first officer's panel up for this, I think. Yeah, because he's not in nav mode. So we're going to set final approach course 031 off the VOR. And we'll put him on Durango as well, 1129er. Let's see if this guy will brief an approach for me.
7096, climb
Can
to
you
flight
brief
level
the
240.
VOR Yankee 03 approach?
Climb flight level 240, error losses 7096.
The ancient flap agrees. Briefings are the compass of the sky. Here's the arrival briefing. We'll be arriving in Durango on runway 3 using the VOR Yankee approach. Weather shows wind 040 at 4 knots. Visibility 10 miles. Few clouds at 2,000 feet. Squawk code remains 4643 and approach frequency will be 125.39er. Flaps 50 for landing. Final approach speed will be 128 knots. That's the arrival briefing, Captain. Let me know if you want anything changed.
Thank you.
The cave teaches gratitude is the fuel of the soul. You're welcome, Captain. May your trim be true.
This is my retro flight. This is my retro FO for the rest of for any other stream we do. All right, so power's coming back. We're down to 26 thou. VOR courses are set 031, 112 Despo 9. All right, that looks good. We're going to plan to join a 10 DME arc. Now we're coming from the north. So we're going to kind of have to join our own arc. We'll decide which way we're going to go. We can either arc north or south of the Durango VOR. Initial platform altitude will be 7,200 feet. On the arc all the way around, we can get down as low as 8,800 feet on the arc. So we'll probably initially descend to 10,000 and then get down to 8,800 on the arc, turning inbound. 031, 10 miles. Let's run some landing performance stuff. So let's go back. Descent approach procedure. Move pressurization. Move the cabin altitude selector to landing field elevation minus 200, 250 feet. Cabin, or it's going to be 6,100. Minus 200, so.
Aero enlaces 7096. Continue climb to flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, aero enlaces 7096.
So we'll set it to 5,800. Who? Oh, it's the flight engineer, or it's the FO that I selected, Vodka. I selected the philosopher on purpose because we're flying philosophy airplanes. I can't just have like some young gun as the FO on a 707. I picked the old philosopher. Who's been sucking too much fumes up here. Info Juliet, altimeter 3038. Oh, 3038.
Polaris 1162. Descend flight level 260.
All right, 3038, seatbelts, landing lights, altimeters, all that good stuff. All right. Are we leveling? What are we at? 30 for 31 for we're coming down 97 miles. Still nothing on the VOR. That's fine. We're just doing a cruise descent profile. Cruise descent. Yeah, the cabin is descending. It's supposed to be. We are descending down. What did we just fly over?
American 357. Descend flight level 210.
Descending flight level 210, American 357.
Down to 21. Yes, I did. Landing. All right, let's get our perf speeds. Boeing 707 data cards. Landing. I love the EPR. Full takeoff, go around thrust. So he's set go around thrust already, 1.89. Or max continuous climb. Well, I can't tell which one. 189. He's set to go around thrust because we're on our descent. That's a good calculation. All right, planning flaps 50, dry. I'm not going to set the bugs just yet. Remind me as we get down through 10,000. So VREF 134 is what we're looking at. Field elevation is 6104. Good night. What is that in hectopascals? 3038?
Air Mexico 362 requesting the VOR Zulu runway 3 approach with the Durango VOR transition.
That's a real player on... That's a real player. All right, so that 6,600 feet is what we need. We got an 8,000 foot strip, so no floaties. All right, 28 for 21 on our descent.
Thank you. We'll expect that at Mexico 362.
Seatbelt sign is on. No smoking sign can stay off as we begin down. You're going to get the Brunner? Why don't you like your Moza, McOatmeal? Are you having issues with it? I tried to go use the Moza at Flight Sim Expo. Man, they didn't even have it. Well, maybe they had the yoke further down. Did they have the yoke further down, Vodka? Because we had, when I was there, I saw we had the side stick and everything. That was there.
Good morning.
Oh, man, look at that lake off to the right. But it was, I don't know if there was just too many people or it was further down. But I didn't get around to trying the new yoke from Moza at Expo.
Flight level 340.
Oh, they were in the sims. Vodka, did you see at the very end? I don't remember if you were there. Chris PT6, he was flying the Cessna 172 on in LaGuardia, and I walked up to him and I just put the mixtures to idle cut off. But did you remember that flight sim yoke? It was who was it by? That one that had like the leather wrap. That one looked like it had a lot of potential, right? I want to keep an eye on that one. Okay, you were standing there? Okay, good. I want to keep an eye. I got to remember who did it. Was it the same guy that makes the panels, right? Virtual Fly? Is it Virtual Fly? I think it was Virtual Fly. That's something I want to keep an eye on as well.
Aero Enlaces 4080. Climb to flight level 240.
Yeah, Virtual Fly. It was, if you wanted a, in terms of premium feeling, like if you wanted a dedicated Cirrus yoke or just business jet yoke or GA, it seemed like it had a very nice premium feeling. Now, obviously, the software is still in development, which gives it the true force feedback feeling. But it looked like it was going to be a potential solid yoke. Yeah, Virtual Fly, exactly, Flight Sim School. I know, Virtual Fly used to produce, they were going to produce a throttle quadrant that had the axes, but they stopped producing them. I don't know why. Chris PT6 is in the house, my man. Chris PT6, we missed you at Korean barbecue the other day, dude. I got the spot. I'm going to take you, man. If you're ever into Denton, I'm going to take you to the spot, dude. It's a new Korean barbecue place. Also, though, dude, where you flew into, also not that far from where I live either. If you go to, I'll text you, but if you go about, 50 miles west of where you landed, there's another airport, which is where I'm at. In the 707 back end of circumnavigation today, North Australia to New Guinea, around the pack rim down home at Burbank. Nice, man, creative. I know, Tyson, I'm getting hungry too.
357, descend and maintain altitude 16,000 feet. Altimeter 3037.
Right here.
Descend and maintain 16,000 feet. Altimeter 3037. American 357.
So that's 1025. How close was I? Oh, I was only 5 hectopascals off. 6612.
American 357. Proceed direct, CF03. Descend altitude
oh, it's long enough.
8,100 feet.
Gainesville.
Cleared for the VOR Zulu runway 3 approach.
VOR Zulu?
Proceeding direct, CF03, descending to 8,100 feet. Cleared for the VOR Zulu runway 3 approach. American 357.
Chat, we have a problem. Well, actually, no. Let's go direct to Durango. We're going 5 to 6 right now. We're looking good, actually. No, we're looking good. We're 43 miles out, down to 16,000. But why am I not picking up the Durango VOR? 1112-9er. What is it, 30 miles? Once we start picking up the VOR, I'll feel a lot better. VOR Alpha has the arc, the Zulu doesn't have the arc. We're going to do the Zulu. Or we could just do, well, that's a lot easier, actually. Maybe we should do the Zulu approach. Way easier. Yeah, it's way easier than arcing. Let's do the Zulu approach. So it's going to be 193 outbound.
Polaris 180. Climb flight level 360.
How long to landing? You need to use the restroom. Probably about 10 minutes, man. We're getting close. Power's coming back. Let's run descent checklist with the flight engineers. Time to get on it here. Descent prep, run it.
Descent preparation checklist. Air compressors. Start. Fuel crossfeed selectors. Center fuel boost pumps.
I need volume mixer
Descent preparation
for this too.
checklist.
Like, I'd like to be able to adjust the wind noise and adjust the flight engineer voice volumes. That would be a help. That would be a help. 30 miles out. Let's go ahead and pick this up. Pick this descent rate up a little bit more here. We're passing, yeah, we're high. I think there's a minimum power I need to do, though, for the compressors, don't I?
Polaris 1104. Identified.
We want to see you do the arc. No one needs to see me do an arc. Gosh, I love looking at this bare metal, man. It's so good. We might have to fly bare metal on the second stream. What time is it? 1 o'clock? We're going to stream at 3. Anyone using Active Sky? Maybe someone in the chat is. I don't. Nah, the arc isn't that hard, except I'm doing 330 knots, flying a 3-person airplane by myself and trying to read your snarky comments, Steven. Remember the time I was waiting in line for the restroom on the 321 and felt like the beginning of the descent? Timed NDB approach with the procedure turn, please. It might be time to pull out the handle of shame. I think you're right. Why am I not getting a VOR signal, though, from 12.9? That is a problem. Handle of shame. What could possibly go wrong? I know we're fast. I'm going to bug 250 though, so I know where my setup is. Yeah, we're 20 miles out. I wonder if I need to switch. Am I getting a signal on? Oh, I am getting it on this guy's. All right. So I tell you what. Let's switch it up.
American 357. Contact Durango. Approach on 125.39er.
Contacting Durango, approach on 125.39. American 357.
To the station, please.
Durango approach, American 357. Good morning, descending 18,000 for 8,000.
1,000 to go.
American 357, Durango approach. Good morning, Durango. Altimeter 303 is 7.
Altimeter 3037, American 357.
We're tracking inbound. Oh my gosh, we're gonna need to. We're gonna need to arc. I'm too freaking high. Or we need to hold. Let's hold over the Durango VOR. 031 outbound. We'll do a direct entry left turns. We're gonna hold over the Durango VOR. Yeah, because we're gonna be too. I don't know. It'd be tight. 15,000. Actually, we might make it. What's the outbound leg distance? 8 miles? I don't think so. I've already got the handle of the shame out. I need the flight recorder up too. Flight recorder, takeoff cams. Recorder is ready. Smash the like button. Get ready for this approach. Sounds up a little bit. All right, let's stay in heading mode so you don't start S-turning on me. I'm getting the hiccups. It's time for coffee. Is there no horn cutout on the... Oh, horn cutout. The big red lever. There we go. Now we'll slow her down. All right, we're getting ready to pass over the top of the VOR. Yeah, let's... it'd be tight. We'll do one turn in the hold. One turn in the hold here. All right, here comes the to from flip. Left turn, 031. All right, here comes the to from flip, left turn, 031. And let's shallow out this rate of descent. Starting to freak me out here. 4,000 feet a minute. All right, coming up on 10,000 feet.
Departure, X-ray Bravo, Foxtrot Juliet. Delta 2,000 for 4,000.
Set to landing.
X-ray Bravo,
Pneumatics.
Foxtrot, Juliet, Delta.
Set.
Mazatlán control.
Passenger
Radar
signs.
contact.
1,000 on go.
TFR, open navigation.
Landing lights.
Out of 2,000 for 7,000. X-ray Bravo, Foxtrot Juliet, Delta.
Extended and on. Fuel boost pumps. Set and on. Fuel heaters. Set to off. AC auxiliary pumps. On. Speed brake lever. Full forward. Approach checklist. Completed.
All right, there we go. We're coming out. Let's go ahead and go data cards. Set bugs. Nope. Set bugs for landing, not for takeoff. All right, let's go ahead and slow her down. We're going to proceed outbound.
X-ray Bravo, Juliet, Romeo Mike. Mazatlán control. Radar contact. VFR altitudes.
Magic Barrel ref updates so everybody's on the same page. We probably could have made it if I was super confident in the airplane throwing the gear and flaps out. What is the flap speed on this thing? It's got to be pretty high. It's a 7.3. Oh, 223, really? That's actually lower than I thought.
Contacting Durango Tower on 118.1, American 357. Durango Tower, American 357. Good morning on the VOR runway 3 approach.
All right, that's about a minute. Let's turn back inbound. 223, flaps 14.
Runway 3 cleared to land, American 357.
.215, flaps 25. We'll try to maintain right about 180 knots here. Inbound 211. Let's go out there and grab it. We made such a high-speed turn. We went way out. That's all right. It's going to come in real close, and then we're just going to proceed over the top to 193 outbound. All right, we're power set about 180 knots. Yeah, we're at 3 miles, so that's going to zip in quick. I'm actually getting ready to preemptively, as soon as that needle flickers. We're essentially at 2 miles, so it's trying to move. We're gonna go right over the top. That's all right. We did like our own teardrop. You can see the runway down there. VOR is on the station, or on the field rather. Station is on the field. See, there it is. It's moving in 211. Okay, once we hit over the top, we need to proceed outbound on the 193. So we're essentially on it right now. So let's go ahead and dial. There's a 2 from flip. There's 193. Back to heading mode. Outbound we go. If only I could see my course selected. It's not down here, is it? All right, let's heading out to the left. 180 knots. Once we are outbound, we can go down to 8,100 feet, actually. Let's go 8,100, autopilot off. Trim it down just a little bit. There comes the VOR. Three miles, looking for 8 miles. Wind check.
American 357, no reported.
Can I get a wind check for American 357?
American 357, winds 0905.
Alright, so wind's blowing us down. 5 miles. 8 miles fly over, so we're going to go all the way out to 8, then start our turn. Inbound to 031. Right about 7 miles. I'm going to flip the course line. That's close enough. So now I'm going to flip this. Oh, there it is. It is right there, 031. You can see my course line. On the HSI itself. Alright, 031 is selected. There's 8 miles. Here we go. Recording is on. Oh my gosh, I freaking love bare metal, dude. Is there... What other airlines for the 707? Did they have any other bare metals? Like, what about Aero Mexico or like, who has bare metal out there back in the day? Like a wavy gravy Delta, that would be kind of cool. Half metal. There's got to be some more bare metal stuff out there. We flew Pan Am. Pan Am was really awesome. All right, here comes our course. Down to 7,200 feet. Northwest Orient. Western. Ooh, Western. Gear down, please. Gosh, that looks great.
Gear down.
All right, I see it. Autopilot's off. Run it.
Before landing checklist. Spoiler and rudder test guards. Closed. Engine start switch.
Flaps coming in, 50.
Passenger signs. On. Air compressor 3. Off. Altimeter. Set. Before landing checklist. Completed.
All right, before landing check is complete. I see it. One white. Now, Flight Deck, the sim was saying that he doesn't think there's enough drag at flaps 50. Shoot, man, I gotta run 55% N1 here.
$1,000 feet.
1,000 feet stable, a little bit low, correcting. All right, recording is on. This airplane's so fun, man. There's something about it. There's something about the fun factor they've nailed. Gust of wind there.
500 feet.
All right, we are stable. Target sinking 900.
feet. 100.
PC-24 on the holding short. It must be Chris PT-6.
30. 20. 10.
Come on, baby. Butter machine. Oh, my goodness. Manual speed brake deploy. I did it wrong. Oh, my gosh. I'd get flamed at CQ. Spoilers first, then reversers. I don't think we can make that one. We'll roll it to the end.
American 357, welcome to Durango. Exit at Bravo and Fremont. Taxi to Terminal Gate 4 via Bravo Alpha. Charlie, monitor this frequency.
Exit at Bravo if able. Bravo, Alpha, Charlie to Terminal Gate 4, monitoring this frequency. American 357.
This taxiway looks a little bit narrow. Did anyone check the taxiway width requirements for this airport? I wish you could open the window, man. Oh my gosh, the fact that you can't open the window kind of makes me sad. I mean, not kind of. I mean, it doesn't ruin it for me, but I wish we could just pop the window, light a cigarette. We need louder flap sounds.
X-ray Bravo Sierra 90. Tango, winds 09 at 05, runway 03, cleared for takeoff.
After landing checklist.
All right, let's clean it up, boss.
Landing lights. Retracted and off. Strobe lights.
This is a free scenery, by the way, for Durango, Mexico.
Taxi lights.
Time for some carne asada. Exactly.
Speed brake lever. Full
Soda.
force. Window heat. Turned off. Probe heat. Set to off. Weather radar mode. Set to standby. Off and guarded.
Climbing a hill here.
Galley power. Set to off. Forward fuel boost pumps. Is on. Aft fuel boost pumps. Pneumatics. Set. APU generator. Is on. APU bleed valve. Open. After landing checklist. Completed.
In flight deck to SimStream, it was weird. On his flight, he was idle. 50 feet, full spoiler, and maintaining 250 knots? Really? I didn't think, maybe there's something going on. I was maintaining, I think I was at like 65% N1 to maintain our approach ref. Now I pulled it back a little bit because we got a little bit high and a little bit of gust of wind, but I think if we watch it back, I think I was like 65% on all four engines to maintain approach at flap 50. So maybe there's something, maybe he had a bug, or I don't know. I mean he obviously knows what he's doing, so I'm not saying it's a user error. Maybe it was just maybe something happened. He unlocked some type of glitch. But yeah, if I bring it back below 60%, I feel like I'm going to start falling out of the sky. And if they take a little while to spool. Like, look at that, right? So like, you don't really ever want to bring it to idle. You got to kind of maintain that power if you can, and try to trade off that energy or trade off that speed for energy by using a little bit of pitch if you can. Like, get just a little bit low and then shallow that descent off. Miss V1's in the house. What's up, babe? Are you getting that coffee? Are we doing fancy coffees? We're gonna do fancy coffees here for lunchtime before we do our X-Plane 12 stream. If it wasn't busy stuffing my face with Italian beef sandwiches, just like Turk's Mom and Chicago dogs, carne asada tacos would hit the spot. Exactly. Exactly. Dude, we didn't float it. Steven, we didn't float it. Yeah. Look at that, we're actually touched. Oh, that is so cool. As the number 4, or actually that's the number 1 engine, hits the dirt. I don't know if we can fit the gate there. I don't know if we can fit there, Chief. I think we'll go over here. I think we'll fit here. Alright, so let's bring it in. Gate 1. I feel like the engines, I don't know what it sounds like with hush kits, but I feel like it should be louder on the outside, don't you? Or like more screechy? If it was more screechy, this would be one of my favorite airplanes right now. It's just a blast. Absolute blast. All right, yeah, free airport scenery, Tyson, free. Park brake is set. Let's do the shutdown checklist, please, sir.
Shutdown checklist. Air conditioning.
That way I know how to
Off.
do it. I gotta start learning these.
Engine 2, 3, and 4 turbo compressors.
Right here.
Set to off.
Stop.
Anti-ice switches. Off. Wing anti-ice. Off. Engine bleed air switches. Off. Transponder. Set to off. Weather radar mode. Off.
Got it.
Essential power selector. Set to APU. Engine start levers. Cut off.
Let's hear him spool down. I was gonna see if we get a door open here. No, I can't open the door. Maybe I needed hydraulic power to open the doors. All right, that's all she wrote, chat. Recording is stopped. Sounds are mid. I should be half deaf. I wouldn't say they're mid. I feel like we should be half deaf. I agree with you, AJ. If I was half deaf after that, I would be flying this airplane all week. All right, we're shut down. Let's get into replay mode, shall we?
X-Ray Bravo, Quebec November Golf, ready to taxi.
X-Ray Bravo, Quebec November Golf, taxi to holding point runway 3 via Delta.
Put these in a run.
Taxi to holding point runway 3
And let's
via
disconnect.
Delta, Alpha X-Ray Bravo, Quebec November Golf.
From Say Intentions. Man, Say Intentions V3 update voices are 10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10. Oh, there's no state saving. Okay, but I think this worked last time. Let's just go right into replay mode. Full screen.
1,000 to go. Speed check.
Let me
Select
disconnect
flight
my
zone.
yoke.
1,000 to go.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to need hydraulics for the gear. We know that. Oh, the gear handle's not down yet. There we go. Let's let the replay do it. Look at that beast. Going forward. There goes the gear. Flaps 50 coming in. Look at those barn doors, man. Flaps 50. So freaking cool. Makes me want to fly the MD-11. They look like MD-11 flaps almost. Look at that. We gotta take this thing into Mexico City too, or Bogota. We have N1 readouts? I think we do, actually. What's fastest forward to like? What's the real time? Midday, hot and high. So yeah, look at our, I don't know if, yeah, we're at 70% N1 right now. We're between 70 and 80% N1. Flap 50. Yeah, pretty much 70% N1's got us locked in. Nice little lake river down there to do some fishing. I think we buttered it. It's a butter machine, man. Huge wing. The fish are all deaf now. Oh, we'll save it. We gotta save it. Oh yeah. Reversers. Spoilers. Only two spoilers pop on the wing? Really? Oh, that is sick. Alright, wind it back. See how we did. A little bit of a slight bounce there on the right wheel. Leading edge devices retract. Reversers out. Spoilers up. That wing is impressive. Took a while to slow down too. I was trying to stand on the brakes right about here. But it did say we needed about 6,600 feet, so if we were standing on the brakes the whole time, we would have made it. And that's right. That's about accurate. All right, let's try. Landed in the morning right about yonder. Let's reset. Hold on. Way too loud. Let's reset the drone cam. Let's do this. Let's do this. And then we're going to do this, this. We're going to get ourselves a perfect flyby. Chase plane who. We're going to do this. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. Classic aircraft like this 707, as aviation flying was a fun part of a holiday. Exactly, swim and climb. Exactly. Back in the day, man, when you got to fly real true feats of engineering. 707s, 747s, MD-11s, DC-10s, L-1011s. That was the fun part. Now you just gotta get on a 737 on steroids. 78. Super mid. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. I should have done spoilers first. So it's ground idle, spoilers, then reversers. I did it in opposite order. Don't want to do that. All right. That's it. We're going to wrap it up there. Sails coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, what a blast. What an absolute blast.
Don't think.
Oh, I didn't have that.
Don't think. 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 Don't think.
Right at ref. Look at that. Right at ref speed. Perfect. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that flight. I surely enjoyed it. Don't go too far, though. X-Plane 12. Will the level up 737? How will it perform with real-world takeoff data comparisons? I might bump that stream up from 3 to 2:30. So just be alert of that. I'll let you know if I do, because we might do a little bit longer flight. We'll see. If not, we'll just keep it at 3. But keep an eye on that. It'll be coming up next. I had a lot of fun today. Hope you guys enjoyed this flight just like I did. Loving the 707. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for putting up with our delay from yesterday. Nice touchdown. Reverse. Boom. So, you guys are awesome. Thanks for the support, the super chats, the bank angle checks, and the members. A couple of new members on this one as well. So, You guys are a whole lot of fun to hang out with. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all on the next one. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'm V1. Ooh, thrust sets in the level up as we speak. It's pretty good, ain't it, dude? Level up sounds next level. All right, y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. I'll see you in about an hour. So.